Hi, how are you? I hope you're good. Okay, so I want to have some very, light conversation with you today, and I want you to, because when I go around and I tell people this, I realize that it's not something that most people are conscious of, And then speaking of conscious, in my next podcast, I'm going to be talking about how this thing about conscious, subconscious, unconscious, how they say it is your subconscious that rules your life. And I remember the first time I had the word, and it was my eldest brother, and he was saying, I was like, what kind of wala is this, Anyway, that's another story for another day, probably do that tomorrow, But here is the deal. Okay, what I want to talk about today is the fact that I realized that people don't understand the way the mind works. People don't understand how this universe works. And it's really, really funny because every time I wonder, why is knowledge such a scarce thing? Why is knowledge scarce? Why is knowledge scarce? Why don't we just know stuff and just know stuff? Especially if this stuff are things that will better our life. Why do the good stuff have to be in hiding? Why? So this morning I got into a boat, and the boat was usually boat mostly it would be music, but this particular one was a radio station, and they were talking. And I know the program, okay, because the program is a popular program, and I know the program. And I realized that a lot of people listen to the program. And I have no issues with the program in itself. I have no issues with what the program is doing for people or what the program will do for people. But I have issues with what the program can do to people without the people knowing what is happening to them. Now, people think that right now that there are more bad stuff happening than before. Like, now things are so terrible now. Things are so terrible now. And I'm thinking, for facts, when last did we have a world war? When last in this world did anybody drop a bomb as big as the atomic bomb that was dropped in Hiroshima? When last did we have an event, a terrible event such as the Holocaust, where millions of Israelite Jews were killed in terrible manner? When last did that happen? When it comes to wickedness, when last did the world experience wickedness at that level of that magnitude? When last? So people and social media and news will have you believing that things are getting worse. And because this is the news that permeates, if you had read Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare mentioned something there. He said, bad news always travel faster than good news. That is why the news that see Juliet did not die. Juliet just did one thing. So they will come and tell you that Juliet died though, but don't worry, Juliet did not die. The news that Juliet did not die did not reach Romeo, but the news that Juliet had died reached Romeo. What's my point? My point is, if you do not protect yourself, protect your mind, the content that will permeate your mind will be content about bad things that are happening. And what is terrible about that is that when it enters your mind, that is the raw material with which your mind will give you a final product. Which means that if you do not give me beans, you cannot expect me to make akara for you. It does not matter. Even if I take whatever you give me through the same process of making akara, it will not end up becoming akara if it is not beans that you gave me. So which means that no matter how smart you are, no matter how well you can package things, no matter what your hardware looks like, no matter how strong you are, if you allow only terrible thoughts to stay in your mind, if you allow only terrible thoughts to stay in your mind, if you allow your mind to only receive mostly bad news and negative things, negative events, your mind is going to fixate on bad stuff. Now, people don't know that fear is a form of expectations. That fear also uses the same law of attraction, which means that you can attract what you fear. People who are familiar with the Bible and have read Job's story, it's interesting because in that story, what people read on the surface, because most people don't read all the complete book, but what people on the surface is, so Job feared God, and then God surrounded Job with something, and then Satan came and said, leave this guy to me, let me deal with him. This guy, look, God knew that Job was faithful to him, so God was like, this guy is solid, this guy is my guy. Job did not know that God sees him as solid. Job thought that God may be angry at him because he did not know what his children used to do. So Job used to make sacrifices regularly for his children. And I don't know, maybe they've messed up now before God will not come and kill me. Maybe then. So Job was already afraid that something bad will happen to him. That's why in the later chapters, Job said, the thing that I feared the most has happened to me. So you don't want to be afraid, because you are likely going to attract the things that you are afraid of. Which is why you don't get out of poverty by being afraid of poverty. You don't get out of poverty by being afraid that you may not get out. I don't know if you're getting it. I mean, like, you don't get out of poverty by being afraid hey, shall not die like this, shall not. No. You get out of poverty by attracting wealth, by following the principles of wealth. And then the more you follow the principle of wealth, the less and less you will become afraid of poverty. Which means that you will begin to attract less and less and less of poverty. Why? Because you have started to apply your mind to wealth, which means that it's a simple thing. Garbage in, garbage out. What you put into your mind is what comes out in multiples. That's why, there is no religion where Jesus is not respected. All right, there's no religion where Jesus is not special. So this is not about religion. This is about a man who had wisdom. Like he said, guard your hearts with all diligence. Like you understand? Make sure that nothing just enters into your heart. Nothing just enters into your mind. And how do things enter your mind? What you hear. In fact, research has shown that your auditory, your auditory nerve, your auditory passage is faster to your brain than even your nerve, your seeing nerve. What's that nerve now for your eyes? It's escaped me now. It's escaped now. But point is your optic nerve. Thank you. So imagine. So point is you want to be careful what you're listening to. You want to be careful what they're saying around you. You want to be careful what they're saying around you. Otherwise, you're going to train yourself to be afraid, which, reduce the quality of your life. You don't want to reduce the quality of your life. No way. I'm sure you don't want that. Who would want that? Really? Would you want that? No way. No way. So when I entered the boat, I was listening to this program, and I said, look, you have to go and find music. You have to go and find music. Now, let me tell you, you have to get your life to a point where you are that intentional. Not like, hey, let me not think that. I said, no, you change, please, could you please go to music? My own mind is not the mind where you dump bad news. No. I don't care that you guys have so much social media now, and then it looks as if bad things everywhere. Ultimately, I have decided that the world has not become a worse place. In fact, the world has become a better place. Better medical breakthroughs than previous years. Rich access to internet, which allows people to be discovered. Now people have access to making more money than they could ever make before. People are working remotely. Now people can be in Nigeria and be working for somebody in America and actually build lasting relationship because you have internet. So if you choose to believe that things have gotten worse, it has to be you, and that has to be on you. But I am not going to allow you talk me or talk my heart or talk my reality into believing that things are worse. Because if you talk that into my mind, I begin to be afraid that things are worse, and then I begin to attract worse things. No. So it was like the boat driver was like, oh wow. Oh, never thought about it like that. I said never thought about it. Well, I'm glad that I was able to tell you. But point is, I appreciate what they are doing there on the program. But it's okay. I'm not going to allow you. If somebody wants to feed you good food, all things being equal, the person cannot say, well, as you see now, I want to give you good food, but I'm just going to there's a little dog shit on the plate, but the food is sweet. So let me just serve I'll just serve the food. The food. You see the food. It's just that the plate is just there's just one dog shit there on the plate. You won't take it. Which means that it doesn't matter how much good news is being said on a particular program, if they are still enunciating about terrible things that have happened or is happening, it is still not a place where you want to expose your mind. Simple. Which is why you should know the people that you are following on social media. You should follow the content that inspires and feed you. You should know people who post such content. I think I should stop there. All right. I just want to show you that your heart is where the issues of life come, and it's really wise for you to guard it. Thank you very much. It's been an awesome time. I had a very wonderful time. Awesome time. All right. So tomorrow I'll be with you too, and then we can discuss other important stuff, and I have stories to tell you. All right.